In a quiet little town in Vermont, winter came early. Snow slowly blanketed the ground, and the trees stood bare, shivering in the biting cold. The sky was gray, the wind was sharp, and few dared to stay outside. But there was one soul no one seemed to notice: Creamy. Creamy was a light cream-colored golden retriever, graceful, calm, and silent. Her eyes were full of love, but not the hopeful kind. They were filled with longing, because long ago her heart had been broken. Yet she was still waiting. She once had a family. Her best friend was a little girl named Emma. They met when Emma was 4. Emma's first real word had been creamy. They woke up together every morning, played in the yard all day, and fell asleep side by side. For Creamy, Emma was her whole world. And to Emma, Creamy was my bestest buddy. But everything changed overnight. Emma's family ran into financial trouble. They were losing their home. The new apartment they had found didn't allow pets. Emma cried and hugged Creamy tightly the night before they left. Her father promised they would find her a good, safe place. And early the next morning, they drove away with Creamy in the back seat. Creamy wagged her tail, thinking they were going on an adventure. They stopped near an old, abandoned playground just outside town. Creamy got out, excited, tail still wagging, looking up at Emma. But the door closed. The car started and drove away. Creamy ran, barked, pleaded, but no one came back. That day, something inside her dimmed. She didn't leave the spot for days. She waited right where she had last seen the car disappear. She refused food from strangers, ignored passing cars, and stared into the distance. Her heart whispered, maybe she'll come back today. Eventually, hunger crept in. Her cream-colored fur got soaked in the cold rain, and the winter air began to bite. But Creamy still waited. Day after day, an elderly woman named Mrs. Langley, the town's retired librarian, began to notice her during her daily walks. At first, she watched from afar. Then, one morning, she approached with a bowl of food. Creamy hesitated, but hunger won, and slowly, a quiet connection formed. Mrs. Langley started bringing her a blanket, a food bowl, and fresh water. But she couldn't take Creamy home. Her apartment didn't allow dogs. If I were younger, she whispered, I'd never leave you alone. Creamy became a familiar sight in the town. People knew her, fed her, even talked to her. But no one could truly reach her heart. Because Creamy was still waiting for the little girl who once called her bestest buddy. Then one night, the biggest snowstorm in years hit. Winds howled through the trees, snow fell relentlessly, and the entire park vanished under a thick white blanket. Mrs. Langley rushed out the next morning. But Creamy wasn't in her usual spot. She searched for 2 whole days. On the 3rd morning, just beyond the playground, near a small hill, she found her. Creamy was lying still. Snow lightly covered her cream-colored fur. Her eyes were closed, peaceful. No more waiting. Mrs. Langley fell to her knees, tears freezing on her cheeks. You were the most faithful soul I ever met, Creamy. You never gave up. The townspeople came together. They made her a little grave under the old oak tree. A small stone was placed above it, and they carved into it. Creamy, loyalty of a heart, memory of a child. But the story wasn't over yet. Years later, Emma returned to the town as a young woman. She visited the old library, and there Mrs. Langley recognized her instantly. She gently took Emma's hand and led her to the park. When Emma saw the name Creamy carved on the stone, her knees gave out. She collapsed, crying, the snow silently falling around her. She waited for me, didn't she? Emma whispered. Mrs. Langley nodded, her voice shaking. She never stopped. Emma sat by the grave for hours. As the wind blew and the sky darkened, she looked up and whispered, I always loved you, Creamy. I wish time could go back. And just then, from the gray sky, a single cream-colored feather floated down and landed softly in her lap. Coincidence? Maybe. But Emma smiled through her tears. She knew. Creamy had never really left.